Okay, so in the following circuit here, we have to find pretty much IO. Sorry, so pretty much we have to rework from practice problem 5.1, and from that problem we have to find IO and VO over VS. Okay, so we're going to be working with an ideal op amp. So pretty much in an ideal op amp, the current entering it will be equal to 0. And if you recall, in an op amp, I talked about how there's a small mini circuit in here. Okay, well, in an ideal op amp, there's a voltage here called VD. Okay, and its polarity is pretty much the polarity of this. So in an ideal op amp, VD will be equal to 0. So that means the voltage here, which is V1, and the voltage here, V2, should be equal to each other, as V2 minus V1 has to equal to VD, and VD will be 0. So that means V2 will be equal to V1. Now with that out of the way, let's start solving this. So we know what Vs is. Vs will be 1 volt. And we see V2 lies on the same wire as Vs, so that means V2 will be 1 volt. And we know that, the voltage here and the voltage here must be equal to each other in an ideal op amp. So that means V1 must be 1 volt. Okay? Now, we have to find VO and IO. Just actually solve this. So we see that the current through this wire is going to be 0. So that means the current entering here will be equal to the current entering leaving here. Okay? So let's call this. Oh, hold on. Let's call this I1, and this portion will also be I1. Let's call this I2. So we know the voltage here will be 1 volt. So we can quickly solve for I1 because it goes from here. So I1 will be equal to 1 volt minus the ground all over 5,000, which gives us 2 times 10 to the minus 4 amps. Okay, and we can use that information to find the voltage at this region. So let's call this VO. Okay, and that will be VO because notice here there's VO here, and if we go down here, we have to decrease by VO volts to get 0. So VO minus VO will be 0. So that means the voltage here should also be VO. So we see VO minus 1 volt all over 40,000 also equals to I1. And we know I1 is 2 times 10 to the power of minus 4. So VO will be equal to 9 volts. Okay? And now we can find VO over VS. VO over VS will be equal to 9 over 1, which will just be 9. Now let's solve for IO. We see IO will be equal to I1 plus I2. Okay? Because I1 and I2 are both leaving the node. So we already know what I1 is. Let's solve for I2. I2 will be equal to VO all over 20,000 ohms. So it'll be 9 over 20,000. And that gives us 4.5 times 10 to the minus 4. Now we just add this and this up, as this is I1 and this is I2. And that gives us 6.5 times 10 to the minus 4 amps.